All right, now that we've spent all this time thinking about what we're going to write about and organizing our thoughts and making mind maps and lists, let's take a look at some actual sample prompts that you may see either on sample high school entrance exams or in this class. We're going to take a look at 4 prompts here in total. So the first one is compare and contrast the advantages and disadvantages of online courses with those of traditional classes. Okay, so your little light bulb should be going off on maybe what the skill is that you're going to do here. Compare and contrast. Second one would be to analyze a character in fiction, a historical figure, or a creative work that has had an influence on you and explain that influence. Okay, so you might see a prompt like this in English. You might see a prompt like this in this class. Okay, so you're thinking about a famous character in history and you're going to analyze it. Evaluate a significant experience, achievement, or a risk that you've taken or an ethical dilemma that you have faced and its impact on you. So I know a lot of you like to choose options like this where you're thinking about things that have happened in your personal life. So maybe this would be something you respond to. Then there's the block prompt. And some of you have seen this and been very scared by it. But do not worry. Okay? All you got to do is read through it slowly, then read it again and see if you understand what it's really asking. Because I happen to find that when these prompts are big like this, they actually give you a lot more information for you to go off on. So you can structure your writing based on how this question itself is structured. Okay? So let's go through these one by one and just take a look at some of the skills they're asking you to do. Okay? So obviously with this first prompt, right, the skill of compare and contrast is right up there on the front. So you're going to take advantages and disadvantages of these two things, online courses and traditional classes. You're going to compare them. What's similar, what's not, right? Maybe a Venn diagram would be a good pre-write strategy for this. Second here, you got analyze a character in fiction. I know a lot of you are reading Of Mice and Men right now. Okay, so think of George, Lenny, analyze a character in fiction, or a historical figure, right? We've studied many, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, right? Think about some of these historical figures. Think if they had influences on you. You're going to explain that influence. Okay, evaluate a significant experience. So here you're thinking back to something that's happened to you, okay, and you're evaluating it. You're looking at it from all sides. What are the good things that have happened? What are the bad things that have happened? Now let's take a look at this big one. Okay, let's read it together. Voting is an important issue in our society, yet many students do not take the time to vote. Discuss why you believe voting is or is not important for students. Include the reasons why you think there is a low voter turnout among college students. In addition, what do you think are some important issues for college students? Illustrate your ideas by using examples from your own experiences or personal life. See, now I personally would actually prefer to answer this prompt because there's so much information in here that I feel like most of the writing has been done for me. All right, take a look. Discuss there is underlined, so you know what you're going to do already. You're going to discuss a big issue, an issue like voting. Just say the statement to yourself again out loud. Is voting important in our society? And why do people not take the time to vote? Do I have an opinion on this? Yeah, that seems to be right. I haven't seen my parents vote. Why is that? Okay. You're thinking, just like I did right there, I already illustrated my ideas by tying it to my own examples and my own personal life. Right? I just said my parents, I didn't remember see them voting, so perhaps I don't feel voting is important. Okay? And here is how the information is broken down. You can actually see how much information they give you. Okay, look, this prompt has 4 parts. You're going to discuss why you believe voting is or is not important for students. That's obviously going to be part 1 of your thesis. You're going to include reasons why you think there is a low voter turnout among college students. Okay, already you know what you're going to write about for maybe your second paragraph. Okay, what do you think are some important issues for college students? Here's where you get a chance to put in your own ideas. Okay, that's going to be part 3. So again, you've got another paragraph there, already started for you. And finally, you're going to add your own ideas about how you feel about voting. All right, so you see how this last prompt here, while it may be big at first and kind of scary, it actually gives you way more to go off on than some of these other 3 here. So this will be the end of this part. We got just one more. Hang with me.